friends, it's Nancy, and I'm here just to do a little craft along, I guess. I haven't got anything specific planned, but I was just making up a few tags to go with my vintage retro baby journal that I've been working on the last couple of days. So I thought, oh, I'll turn on the camera. So I had these papers, 6x6 papers that I got at a yard sale. The lady had a whole cardboard box full of 6x6 pads. I almost never use scrapbook paper, but I thought, oh, there's some cute ones in here. Like this one's cute, and this one's cute, and this one is also cute. So I'll grab them and bring them up. So I've been making tags. Oh, this one needs a little bit of glue just to keep that down. Okay. So, I was looking for my magazines this afternoon. I don't know where they are. I don't know where I've moved them to. I'll have to do a deeper dive tonight and see if I can find them. Because I only have a couple of baby things from old magazines. So I've taken the paper and folded it in half, and I've used a scrapbook paper that's light enough to do some journaling on. So I'm just gonna clip the corners here. They're a little grungy, which is okay. I don't intend to do any distressing, but some things are gonna come distressed, right? I have this chipboard tag template that I keep in my little cart next to me so I can get my tags even. All right. I think I'll do some fussy cutting around this little chap's head. It is, I think it's Thursday. Yeah. Not much going on, of course. We're all still burrowed. Be nice if we got some decent weather so we could get outside and blow the dirt off of us. But it's cold. There's been a couple of snowflakes. Terrible. Although tomorrow's supposed to be a little better. But this is the end of April, for crying out loud. It's the 23rd of April. Might have some new people watching today. Diane Hubert, she did a shout out to me. I think was it yesterday morning? Could have been yesterday morning. I don't remember. And I noticed that I had several new subscribers after she posted her video. So I'm happy about that and grateful to Diane because she has been a supporter for some time. I wonder if I can round those corners. I'm a little concerned because the paper might be too brittle. That, and I can't. I'm bending his little head off. There. Okay. think I can probably cut it off. Here. What if I fussy cut around those as well? Part of it's going to be covered up, but you'll know it's fussy cut, right? So we got the news last night that there was a staff member at the nursing home where my grandmother lives who also works at another nursing home who has tested positive for COVID. Now, the other nursing home where she works is been designated as being in an outbreak. So, but not so far my grandmother's nursing home. So that's a little concerning, to say the least. So I called her this morning. They said in the news that they were going to test everybody, but of course that's the policy now in the province that all, I think it's all people living in shared accommodations type situations are to be tested. So I called her this morning. I said, have you been tested for this COVID thing? And she said, no. I said, oh, I thought Mr. Ford said everybody was getting tested in nursing homes. She said, no, nobody's tested me for anything. So I didn't mention to her about what we know about the other nursing home, because she'll just dither and worry and carry on and get herself worked into a tiz. You know, and there's nothing you can do about it. So let's not make life any more unpleasant for her than she may perceive it to be. Okay. All right. Now I've got some paper doilies here. These are a relatively recent purchase that I got at the Weigh and Pay in Elmira. Elmira. Gosh, it's been so long since I've been there, I forgot what it is. Just to make sure I don't miss this edge. Put some glue here. Yeah, these are just little itty bitties. Oh, the cat's meowing again. He hasn't started flinging his body against the door yet, but I'm sure that's coming. He's a very needy cat. I have this furry blanket that he can't stand touching. He won't go near it, so we call it the lava blanket. Ah, shoot. wrapped it right in the glue. We call it the lava blanket because he can't walk on it. But this morning, well, yesterday afternoon, I thought, oh, I just need a rest. So I laid down on the bed and I put the lava blanket around my shoulders so that he wouldn't come and bug me. Because if I'm in bed, he'll come and insist that I pet him. Or give him treats or whatever he wants because he's a spoiled brat. And that worked. He didn't come and bug me. But this morning, all of a sudden, he doesn't mind the lava blanket. This has got a tiny, tiny tear here. I'm going to see if I can repair that. Because I want this little blue guy. So this is a vintage sewing pattern envelope that had seen brighter days. I like that baby in the christening outfit too, but he's too big. Yeah, this morning he hopped right up on the lava blanket. So I took his picture and sent it to my son. He was quite surprised. The cat is never... We used to have this memory foam bath mat. And he hated that too. He wouldn't step on it. It's weird, eh? Just textures he doesn't like. Yeah. Actually, my son was here last night for dinner. Most of everything is closed. So he texted me and he says, "Do you have any loonies?" So all of us Canadians know that loonies are $1 coins. And they're called loonies because they have a loonie on one side. And $2 coins are called toonies. They have a polar bear on them. And I said, "No, I don't." And he says, "Well, I want to do laundry." He's got coin-operated machines at his apartment. But I went to the bank and I stood in line for 45 minutes because there's very few banks. Most branches are closed of every bank. To get a roll of loonies, and then my lunch hour was over. I had to go back to work, so I didn't get any. And I said, "No, I don't have any loonies. I might have one or two, but certainly not enough to do laundry." "Well, can I come over and do laundry?" "Yeah, sure, you can come over." So he came over last night and had dinner with us and did his laundry. So it was nice to see a different face. I was thinking about him this morning when I was laying in bed. When he was little, if you heard him cough in the middle of the night, that meant he was uncovered. He had kicked his blankets off. So I said to Doug, "Do you remember when Jordan was little? And if he coughed, he said, yes, we had to go in and cover him up." Aw, he was so cute. I have no idea where these came from. They're little crocheted motifs. And I haven't got a clue. I am going to put them at the top. And let's see if I've got some buttons here I could use. I want to hand stitch those on. Gotta get a needle though. Just wondering if I'd rather have a colored one. I don't know. I don't know. And of course, I don't have my threader up here. How do I need a piece of tape. Don't want to lose that button. There we go. I was going to say, I know I had thread. I'll show you some of the other stuff I've made after I get these buttons sewn on. And my mother, hello mother, has discovered my YouTube channel. So she's been binge watching all my shows. I don't know how far she's gotten. And I think she's compiled a list of errors and omissions that I've made. I think in one episode I must have said she was 80, but she made sure I understood today that she's 82. So for the record, my mother's 82. Okay. I'm just going to put some Fabri-Tac on here. Right on this little lad's head. I think that's kind of cute. And I'll do this one. I think I mentioned maybe in a video on the weekend that one of our local thrift stores, actually 3 of our local thrift stores, are doing online sales. So every day they post a few items and on Instagram, and then you can claim them. That not came through. I don't know if I'm going to be able to save that or not. Anyway, so you can claim them on Instagram, and then on Thursdays they do deliveries. So last week I claimed two different items. I got a container of buttons and a container of thread. So today my purchases came, and I'm quite happy. So I'll show you a couple of the button cards that I got that I'm particularly happy about. All right, so there's a couple of cute tags for the journal. Normally I would have stitched around the tags, but I kind of like them the way they are. I'll put those over there. So here's some of the button cards that I liked a lot. This one says Made in Japan. Choice Ocean Pearl. And this one has sort of a floral shape and some gilt around the edge. And all the buttons are there. They've just been stitched back on because it says 3 buttons. And this one, I really like this one. 10 cents. I've had these ones before, the Pearl Lloyd Made in Canada ones. So those were fun. And the other thing I got was this big container of thread, and there's 75 spools of thread in there. And a lot of them are Gutermann, which is my preferred brand of thread. But there's also some vintage wooden spools in there. So this was $20. So when you consider the price at Gutermann, I think I got my money's worth. And the buttons, there was 80 cards of buttons, and those were $12. And some of them are like vintage, like the ones that I showed you. Some of them are just really, really interesting. Like these ones look like blocks. Aren't they neat? They've probably got some age to them, but they're not that old. Okay, what was I going to show you? Oh, I was making some pages. So, this was that record cover. I'm going to do some stitching here. So I have, this is open, so you can tuck something in there. This is open, so that can be tucked in there. This I've had to do some repairs on because it was ripped up there, but I think it's going to be okay. And then the top of this is open, so there's lots of tuck spots there. So this, I went all the way across the back too, and I like this has the green gingham and then the green gingham here. It's all matchy matchy. These, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. These pages, they're like a linen. I've got the box here somewhere. What does it say? It's business stationery. It says it's for business communication, resumes, and any correspondence that requires professionalism. So I've just glued on some old rickrack on some of these pages. I have to go down and find some more colors. I know there's got to be blue down there. So I've just got some pastel colors. So I've got 4 more sheets here. A piece of music. These are just offcuts. This is sketchbook paper, I believe. And I used my Stampin' Up! Punch to do the lacy edge. Now these books, or these pages, came from the Baby's Born book by Eloise Wilkin. I removed any pages that talked about sperm or testicles. Everything else is okay, I think. But it was originally a book about, you know, where babies come from. This is ledger paper, so I'll be folding it in. But I just think it's a really cute size, and it's green and pink. And it's got a double underline there if you wanted to put a title on the page. I like that. These are going to be the front and back covers, inside covers of the book. These are pages from 2 other Eloise Wilkin illustrated books. I haven't chosen which pages or if I'm going to use any pages. This is the book. So I have a 2-inch spine. And I went looking for this. I've made this by myself. So I used file folder to build the spine, and it's a curve. It'll be a curved back, hidden hollow back spine. And I was looking for fabric to cover it, and this is such a strange pink. It's almost like an orangey pink, and then it has this navy blue font. And I found this scrap fabric, and I only had a scrap left, and it was too small. It was probably this big. And because I had recently cut up almost all of my quilting fabric, and I put it in the mail and sent it to Catherine. She's making masks. So this had been cut up and sent to Catherine for masks, but I had this piece left because it wasn't big enough for a mask. Actually, this is all I have left, these 2 little rectangles. So I pieced it together, and I thought, that's not bad, Nancy. Wasn't wide enough, so I sewed in some eyelet lace. I just glued this to some paper because I thought, oh, maybe I'll make a tab or something with it. I'm not sure. So it's just sitting there. Yeah. So there's that. Oh, I also have these pages from a baby book. The pages are really yellowed, but I love the illustrations. Look at those big blue eyes. So those will be going in. Now, I need an opinion here. These are the pages that were in the baby book. What did I say that was? 1941? And they're not a very good size. So I would need, the pages need to be about 6 by 9. And these are 10, so it's not too high, but in terms of width, it's 8 inches wide, so I'd have to cut off 2 inches. Yeah. So I could either cut them down and fold them sideways, or I could just fussy cut some bits and pieces and add them to pages, because there are some really cute pictures here. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you think? Sideways or fussy cuts? Let me know what you think. Got some other stuff that I want to include. So I've got this wide lace. It's not exactly white. It's not exactly ecru or ivory. So I'm going to add some lace to some pages to use as tuck spots or pockets. And I've got some really fun trims. So I've got these ribbon roses. This is fun trim. It says wedding crafts. So it's got these little rosebuds. I've got this pleated satin ribbon. This is from Stampin' Up. I think I got this at a yard sale for, I think they were 5 for $1 or something. And I got this little yellow pom-pom trim. So that's cute. Anyway, so I think that is probably enough of me yammering on for the moment. I will get back to working on these pages and looking forward to hearing what you think about these baby book pages. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'm really happy with how these tags turned out. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.